Hello everyone, thank you so much for stopping by today. Today's video is the first video of the best of 2021 products. But I thought it's more fun if I'm not going to do this alone. So I decided to join my beautiful friend Nathalie, the beauty diva, who was kind enough to share this amazing collab invitation. So today we are going to bring you the first episode of the Best of 2021 series, and we are going to start by talking about our best of foundations, concealers and powders of 2021. Before we are doing that, I want to tell you something about Nathalie, and also we have another friend who was willing to join on this journey. I think you are all familiar with Nathalie. I have been mentioning her previous on my channel, but I have not officially introduced her. I have met Nathalie a couple of years ago, and even since I've met her, she became a source of inspiration for me because she's kind, she has a fine humor, but also she has a lot of knowledge about makeup. She knows tips and tricks that will make you look younger just by doing your makeup, or she will pull out a glamorous look using only drugstore products. Nathalie is a certified makeup artist and she does live in Canada. On her channel, you'll find a good balance between drugstore and high-end makeup. She also started a series, one brand makeup tutorial, and she'll break down the products that are worth splurging from a brand, or you can just pass them on. She did this kind of videos for brands like Estee Lauder, Charlotte Tilbury. She did one brand tutorial on MAC Cosmetics, and actually I learned a lot from that video because I was all the time having trouble on shade matching on MAC. She is a wealth of information. And recently she did a similar video for Dior. So I'm so amazed every time I watch her videos. Not only for the good makeup skills that she has, but also because of her personality. Every time when she turns the camera and speaks to you, you feel like in your house has come in a friend. She has that vibe, that positive vibe. She spreads positive energy, and I'm really sure that you are going to love her as much as I do. Now, the second lady that has decided to join us in this journey is Monika, and her channel is Monika's Beauty and Lifestyle. Monika's channel is well-rounded. Her content is a good mix of beauty-related videos as well as beautiful vlogs. She has videos about how to keep a healthy lifestyle, and she's also very knowledgeable when it comes about anti-aging products as a skincare, but also which devices are working for this purpose and which are not. And who doesn't like to fight against aging or to age gracefully? I'm going to have both those wonderful ladies' channels listed and linked down below in my description box, together with our videos, our best of 2021 foundations, powders and concealers. And those being said, let's dive in. But before we are starting, I want to thank you all for tuning in, and if you're new to this channel, or if you are coming over from those two lovely channels I've mentioned before, hello, welcome. I hope you enjoy what you see, and I hope you consider staying for long term.
On your feet, do you finally see what you're missing?
I was thinking to speak about my most favorite foundations, concealers and powders of 2021, and maybe to rank them, because here on this channel we kind of like to rank things. Isn't ranking funny? One of the foundation that has impressed me so much on 2021, and I have discovered relatively early because I think it started the trend of the skin tint for 2021. This is the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator with hyaluronic acid and squalene, and is targeted to be suitable for all skin types. I'm even wearing it today. I have applied it on my skin using my BK Beauty Brush 101 and I love so much. It looks flawless on me. I can get a light to medium coverage if I'm using the sponge, or I can get a medium coverage, what I did today, applying with a brush. I have a full-on review of this foundation, and for $5.99 US you cannot go wrong with this. Maybe just one thing you can find that's a little bit more lacking. This is the range of the shades, but this is not a problem because the shades are more forgiving. So my shade is fair. I'm satisfied with the shade during winter, but I think for the summer I can go with a upper shade. And while I was speaking about this foundation on that video, I was telling you that it reminds me a lot of the Nars Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer. So this is also targeted as a tinted moisturizer. This is a product that was launched in 2020, I believe. I bought it in 2020, but I was kind of not using it so much. Later on, in 2021, I have started to see people raving about this, and I just reminded that I already have this foundation in my drawer, and I started to use it, and oh my god, I love it so much. I think it's the better, a little bit updated, upgraded version of the Tinted Hydrator. I think it looks even more flawless on my skin. It's slightly dewier, but just a little bit, but doesn't make me look greasy because I'm oily combination. I have the forehead and the nose, they are quite oily, and it's also coming with SPF 30. Meanwhile, this one doesn't have SPF, but you don't have to rely on the SPF on the foundation. Everyone on this platform and your dermatologist will tell you that you should not rely on your SPF on the foundation, so you have to wear your SPF whatsoever. I put this on the second position because I thought that I get a little bit more wear time from this foundation, from the Nars Tinted Moisturizer, as opposed I get from the Wet n Wild, but it's just like maybe I can get 1 more hour. So if you have watched my channel in the past couple of weeks, you might not be surprised that my number one, my top favorite foundation of 2021 is the Tarte C Hydroflex Serum Foundation. So this foundation is flawless. I put it in the morning and I even don't need to set it with a setting powder, and it will look almost the same by the end of the day. And the shade that I have, the 14N Fairlight with neutral undertone, it matches me perfectly. I can apply it even with my fingers. It looks perfect no matter what type of application method I use. You could see a trend because those are also looking flawless. So a good foundation, it will look best on you no matter what are you using to apply it. I can tell you that. She's my top favorite, my best of 2021 foundation findings. Speaking about foundation, I cannot close this ranking of favorite foundations without mentioning a foundation, or it's not exactly foundation, but a foundation type of a product that has impressed me so much on 2021. The reason that is not on my top favorite is because I have discovered literally by the end of 2021, so I was not feeling that it's right to add it to the top. But this is none other than L'Oreal True Match Nude Plumping Tinted Serum with 1% hyaluronic acid. So this product, like everyone who has reviewed this, has one downside, and this is this messy applicator, which if you are not careful enough, you can help to spread around the product. So you have to be careful about that. But other than that, I think this is the perfect no makeup day for those days when you don't want to wear foundation, but you just want to look a little bit more put together. So I think this is a fantastic product. You also can apply it with your fingers. Actually, I think it's best to apply it with the fingers because this is also targeted as skincare. So the fact that it has also coverage is just a added bonus, to say like that. But yeah, I highly love it and recommend it. And I didn't manage to do my December favorites, but if I were to do it it would have been made it to December favorites.
Just one lost soul.
I was searching in my drawer and I was surprised to find that I haven't tested so many concealers on 2021. Maybe the reason behind it is because I had already a lot of concealers, so I wanted to use what I have in my stash, especially because I have some high-end concealers that I want to get through. So among the first concealers that I've tested and loved on 2021 is the E.L.F. Camo concealer, but this is the hydrating version. I have mine in the shade Fair Warm. And prior, I have tested the 16-hour Camo concealer, the original one. As much as I did not like the original version, as much I loved the hydrating one, because it looks so nice, it spreads and it doesn't sink in your fine lines. Of course, all the concealers will do that, but it doesn't accentuate and it wears perfectly throughout the day. And also the shade, it's perfect for my skin tone. I think also the problem that I had with the original is that I had a very light shade. I was surprised to see that I still have the original Camo concealer. I think I have used it from time to time as a eyeshadow primer. So yeah, E.L.F. the hydrating Camo concealer has made it to the best of 2021 concealers on the position number 3. On the position number 2, I have the Tarte Ultra Creamy Concealer, which it's also happening to be the creamier version of their well-known Shape Tape. I haven't tried, I never had the Shape Tape, but when they had that custom kit, I took the opportunity and ordered their travel size, which is a very, very tiny one. You only get 1 milliliter. This is around $10 for 1 ml, and the full size you get 10 mils for a little bit over $20, I believe. But if you have a lot of concealers and you just want to try them, then for sure it's worth. So I have mine in the shade 12N Fair Neutral, and I was surprised to see that it's a little bit lighter for me. Other than that, I think this is a lovely concealer, doesn't dry out my under eye area, and it works perfectly throughout the day, doesn't crease, because what I don't like about the concealer is to accentuate your age and to make you look more older than you actually are. And now for the position number 1. This is a concealer that I have mentioned prior on my channel, and it's none other than Pat McGrath Lab Concealer. I have mine in the shade L6, and I also did a very bad matching because it only matches me during summer. It's a little bit darker for me as I am now, so what I like to do as of now, I am combining it with the Tarte Shape Tape Creamy Concealer. But this is fabulous. It's the best of the best, le crème de la crème, as Nathalie loves to say it. But yeah, you cannot. Once you have tried this concealer, I love it so much. This gives you a full coverage. In the meanwhile, doesn't look or feel cakey. It's extremely long wearing, and it also makes the best out of your under eye area.
Just one lost soul here to break.
First, I want to tell you that in the matter of powders, I am not trying, or I have not tried so many powders on 2021. I don't know why. Maybe because if I discover something, I like to stick with that. I think powder, it's a very, very personal thing, especially because it helps or it doesn't help and makes your foundation and your concealer look best or worse. So from this reason, I'm not changing my powders so often, and I even have few powders on my drawer that are new. I bought them several months ago and I still haven't used them. This is as much as a conservative I am with my powders. Alright, on the position number 3, I have a powder coming from one of my all-time favorite drugstore brand, and this is the Catrice Cosmetics. So I have the True Skin Mineral Loose Powder with hyaluronic acid. So this is in transparent matte, and it's more like your skin color if you are fair to light. I also love the fact that it's coming with a sifter, and you can open it or close it, so it's less messy. This powder looks flawless on you. I also have a review of this product, and gives you a like your skin but in the best condition. It blurs and sets your foundation and makes your skin look flawless. Now this is more suitable for dry to normal skin. For my oily skin, I find that it's not so long lasting. So usually if I'm wearing this one, by the second half of the day I either need to blot or I need to use a touch-up powder. But other than that, I love it. I reach for it a lot, and I even use it for my under eye area. This is my neighbor's dog, which I'm usually not doing, because usually what works for my face doesn't work for my under eye area, and vice versa. On the position number 2 is the powder that I discovered and I am using exclusively, I cannot say that. I use it for the purpose of setting my under eye area, my concealer. This is the Inika Mineral Mattifying Powder. This is a transparent, translucent powder. It also has a sifter that you can close it, and it can be useful for traveling. And this powder, it helps to set my concealer, but in the meantime it doesn't dry out my under eye area. So I love that so much, because other powders that I use, with the exception or True Match, but I prefer this because it's a little bit more lightweight, to say like that, so it's more suitable for me to use it for my under eye area. And for the position number 1, this is not going to come as any of a surprise for you, but my number 1 holy grail, cannot live without, it's the Catrice Nude Illusion Loose Powder. This is also in transparent matte, and the only downside I can say that this powder has is the actual sifter, which is not covered. So from this reason, all the time when I'm opening and using it, it's a white cast around me. But other than that, this is everything I was looking from a powder. This is the best setting powder that I ever discovered, and I'm sad to see they have discontinued, at least from the stores here. Maybe in states in USA or Canada, maybe you still can find it, but here they seem to have discontinued. Luckily enough, I have discovered that I have a backup, so I'm still safe for few months or years. This is a gorgeous powder. It's everything you need. It helps my foundation last throughout the day, doesn't feel cakey, doesn't emphasize any texture on my face, and gives me that dull effect. And I highly recommend you, in case that you are still able to find it, you cannot go wrong with this powder from Catrice. Now for finishing powder, I want to say that I'm not exactly that type of the girl that uses finishing powder, but when I don't forget, I'm reaching for one of my Hourglass Ambient palettes, and I get a fluffy brush and run it through those finishing powders. Alright you guys, those are my favorite, my best of 2021 foundations, powders and concealers. Now it's your turn to let me know what do you think about those products, and also you can let me know what was your favorite product of today's video. And don't forget to visit my friends Nathalie, the Beauty Diva, and Monika, the best of 2021 foundation, concealer and powder videos down below in my description box. Please go ahead and watch their videos and tell them that Julia has sent you there. Those being said, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch, and I'm going to see you again in my next video. Bye! Mwah.